Hi, and welcome to my first ever speech review video, where I'll be giving my take on famous speeches and presentations so we can all learn more from the best in the business. Apple's September event took place last week in the Steve Jobs Theatre in California. It is probably the biggest and most expensive business presentation you're going to find in the business. So if anyone's looking to pitch an idea or showcase their product, they need to be looking to Apple as a leader in the field. I actually also released an article about Steve Jobs' legendary iPhone showcase back in 2007, and I'll be leaving a link to that down in the description. Now, the first thing that really strikes you about Apple presentations nowadays is amazing slideshows and big music. It's no less than you'd expect from the creator's go-to technology company. My favourite part of this was the nostalgic opening sequence, where we saw the profiles of some of Apple's most iconic products. Seeing the original scroll wheel threw me back to being 17 years old and getting the first ever iPod that I had back in 2004. And even for products I'd never owned, I'd seen the adverts, and it took me back to times in history where these products have been released. Apple really is that iconic and plays on that. The one critic I'd really have about the slideshows is that they seem to rely on them a little bit too much. The sequence of introducing a product is first of all to say, I'm really excited.
I'm really excited about this. Incredibly excited.
Then they'll say the name of the product.
Let's talk about iPhone.
And then they'll kind of run off the stage in an awkward fashion. I got the feeling the audience didn't quite know when to clap. The core message of the presentation seemed to be, give people wonderful tools and they'll do wonderful things. It's a really beautiful message, I love it, and it's one that Tim Cook repeated as his first words up on stage. I was really surprised though, after about 45 seconds when he was introducing the whole event, he just ran off and let the first of our superstar Apple geniuses begin to introduce the latest products, features and designs and price tags. Now, product showcases are always going to be largely about showcasing products. The problem I had was that this is really all the presentation was at times, and you notice the slides behind the speakers getting ever more complex as they introduce more and more and more ideas. The thing is, you don't really need to do that with Apple because they have an unparalleled history of innovation and design, and that's what keeps people buying their products year after year. It felt with this presentation that they were kind of falling into the trap of playing on the same playing field as every other company, competing on features and price points. But the problem with doing that is that you always have to have the best features at the lowest price. What Apple did successfully formerly, I think, is more giving us a story that we could buy into, and if we would own their products, we could feel like one of them. That said, Apple did one amazing segment when they were previewing the Apple Watch. And they told a series of stories in parallel. It's an amazing trick which could only be done in the format that they chose using these user videos. These stories built up to a climax where the features of the Apple Watch actually helped save someone's life, stopped some serious injuries, helped someone lose weight, or there was my favourite bit about a deaf guy who used his Apple Watch to help with raising his baby. I love this part because it's a side to parenthood I never really thought about. It was a moving, emotional story. I found it beautiful. Whatever my views about this presentation though, people are going to go and buy a lot of Apple's products in the next year. They'll do this because of a story. It's a story that was started by Steve Jobs back in the 1980s and is still alive today. This is a story of innovation and design. These are the products you buy if you're a creative person who needs a professional product that's also easy to use. You can't live off legacy forever though, and eventually this will fade. If Apple wants to continue to lead the world of technology and design, they need to find that story again, at least in their presentations. I think they need to stop giving in to the demands of the market for feature-heavy products and low price points. They need to carve their own journey. In short, I'd say they need to think different. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd be really grateful if you could go and give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about public speaking and how you can move audiences. Till next time, goodbye.